Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will be looking at the May-June 2020, or rather July 2020 mathematics paper 1, questions 1 to 30. Before we go ahead, please be sure to subscribe to this channel below for more videos like this, and feel free to leave suggestions in the comment section below. With that said, let's get right into this week's video. Question 1. We have -3 squared plus -2 squared is equal to, so we can easily work that out. -3 squared is going to equal to, negative and negative gives us a positive, and 3 times 3 is equal to 9, so that's going to be a positive 9. And then we have -2 squared, would give us a positive 4 as well. And then we add those together, so we have 9 plus 4, and that would equal to 13, which gives our answer as D. Moving on to question 2. It says, what is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.621? If we know our place value, we know that everything after the decimal goes up in tenths. So we have 4, we have our 8, we have our decimal point is going to be there, and then we have 6, 2, 1, and we've been asked to find the value of the digit 2, which means it's going to be in the hundredth column. And that means, if we're going to write that in decimal, it means it's 0.2, and that is the same in fraction form as 2 over 100, which gives our answer as A. Moving on to question 3. Using the distributive property, we need to calculate 49 times 17 plus 49 times 3. So the formula for the distributive property is, we should all know this by now, it's A times B plus A times C is equal to A brackets B plus C. From this now, we can find our A or B and our C value. So our A, let's rewrite our number. So it's going to be 49 here, multiplied by 17. Multiplied by 17 plus 49 times 3. So our C is going to be 3. Our B is going to be 17, and our A is 49. So using that, let us formulate our formula. So we have A as 49, bracket B, which is 17, plus C, which is 3. And obviously from BODMAS, we know that we need to solve the bracket first. So we'll have 49. And 17 plus 3 gives us 20. So we have 49 bracket 20, which is the same as 49 multiplied by 20, which gives us our answer as A. Moving on to question 4. It says, a total of 540 beads are shared in the ratio 4 to 5. the larger share of beads is, so we need to find the value of the fifth share, which is the larger of the two shares. First, we need to add up our shares. So we have 4 plus 5, which equals to 9 shares. We know there is a total of 450 beads. So if we divide the 450 by 9, that gives us the portion of one set of beads. So 540 divided by 9 would give us 60, which is for one share. And we're being asked to find for the larger share, which is the 5. So if we multiply 5 by the portion for one share, so that gives us 5 times 60 is equal to 300. And that is the larger share, which gives us C. Question 5. 0.45 written as a common fraction in its simplest form is, first thing we need to do is convert our decimal to fraction. So if we have 0.45, the first thing we can do is multiply that by 100. And if we multiply by 100, therefore we need to divide it by 100 as well. So multiply and divide by 100. So we're going to have 45 divided by 100. And then we can simplify this. We can use 5 since 5 is common in both 45 and 100. So 5 into 45 is 9 times. And 5 into 100 goes 20. So our new fraction is 9 over 20. And this cannot be simplified any further. So therefore this is our final answer, which gives us A as our correct answer. Moving on to question 6. It says, Dan sold 40 concert tickets in 5 days. Each day he sold 3 tickets more than the previous day. The number of tickets he sold on the third day is, so we can find out how many tickets Dan sold by creating an algebraic expression. So from what we know, on day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we know he sold 3 more tickets each day than the previous. So on the first day, let's say he sold X amount of ticket. And then on the second day, he sold X plus 3. Obviously, that's 3 more than the previous. And then on the third day, he sold 3 more than the previous, which gives us X plus 6. Fourth day, X plus 9. And then on the fifth day, X plus 12. In order to find how much he sold on the third day, we need to find the value of X. So if we add up all of our ticket numbers, the numbers that he sold in each day, and equate them to 40, we can find for X. So we're going to have X plus 3 plus X plus 6 plus X plus 9 plus X plus 12. Now we add up all of our X's together. So in total, we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X's. So that's equal to 5X. And then we're going to add our numbers together. So we have 3 plus 6, which is 9, plus another 9, 18, plus 12, which gives us 30. So that's 5X plus 30, and that is all equal to 40. This as well is equal to 40. Sorry, I didn't write it. So that is equal to 40. Now we need to find our value of X. So we need to make X the subject of the formula. So we'll have 5X is equal to 40 minus 30, which would give us 10. So we have our new equation as 5x plus 10, and then to find 5x is equal to 10, sorry. And then to find for x, we need to take 5 over the equal sign. So we're going to have 5x is equal to 10 divided by 5, which gives our answer as 2. So we know that x is equal to 2, and we need to find how many tickets were sold on the third day. Yeah, so on the third day, x plus 6 tickets were sold. So x plus 6, and since we know x is 2, so 2 plus 6 would give us a total of 8 tickets sold on the third day. And that gives us our answer as A. Question number 7. Item 7 refers to the following diagram, which shows the number of members of a sports club who play rugby or basketball. And we have our Venn diagram. Question 7 is asking us the number of members who play rugby but not basketball is. Looking at our Venn diagram, they're asking us for the number of members who only played rugby but not basketball. So that's rugby only we're looking for, which gives us a value of 15 players. So that gives our answer as B. Item 8 refers to the following Venn diagram. The shaded region represents, looking at our Venn diagram, the only area that is not shaded is P. So therefore our answer would be P complement, which is A, P complement. Item 9 refer to the following Venn diagram. Items 9 to 10 refer to the following Venn diagram, which shows the universal set U. The two sets T and C that represents the students in a class who play tennis and chess. Question 9 says, how many play both games? Looking at our Venn diagram, we can clearly see that Paul and Rima is in both C, which is the chess, and T in tennis. Since the C is inside of the tennis, that means that whoever is within the C plays both games. So that is Paul and Rima, which are two students. And that gives our answer as E. Moving on to question 10. It says, how many students play exactly one game? So looking back at our Venn diagram, we can see that Alex, Ali, Tom, and Kayla play only tennis. So that is 4 students that play only tennis. And that gives us our answer as C, 4 students. Moving on to item 11. It says item 11 refers to the following information on the description of 3 sets. P is equal to prime numbers, Q is equal to odd numbers, R is equal to even numbers. Which of the following sets is empty? And we have our options. Looking at our sets, we know odd and even numbers will never have anything in common. So therefore, our answer would be Q intersect R, which gives our answer as D. So 11 is D. Moving on to question 12. It says if n, so the number in A is equal to 14, set B is equal to 15, and A intersect B is equal to 6, then A union B is, so we need to draw a little Venn diagram to explain this. So here we have our Venn diagram. And we have set A and B. So A and B. Set A, set B. It says set A has 14. Set B is equal to 15, and A intersect B is equal to 6. So in the middle would be 6. And they're asking you for A union B is, so first we need to find how much is A only, how much is B only, and then we can add those up together. So we know how much is in the intersection. So 6 minus 4, sorry, 14 minus 6 would give us our A only, and that value is 8. And then 15, which is our B value, minus 16 would give us 9, which is our B only value. So to get our union, it's going to be 8 plus 6 plus 9, which would give us a value of 23. And that is our A union B value, and that is going to be C. If you notice already, majority of these questions were repeated from previous years so far. So it will be worth looking at other videos and looking at other past papers. Question 13. Here we go. A dress which costs $180 being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is, so we need to find 10% of the total amount of the dress. So that's 10%, and we know percentage is over 100, multiplied by the cost of the dress, which is $180. That gives us, we can cancel the zeros. So we have 1 times 18 divided by 1 times 1. So we have a discount amount of $18, which gives our answer as C. Question 14. A dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. The total bill for this dinner was, as we know, taxes added on to the bill. So therefore, we need to find 18% of the bill, and then we add that value on to the amount they paid for the dinner itself, or the amount that was advertised for the dinner. We need to find 18% of 60. We can cancel out our zeros. So we're going to have 18 multiplied by 6, or we can actually divide our 18 by 10, which would give us 1.8 multiplied by 6. So we have 1.8 multiplied by 6, which gives us 10.8. And since this value is added on to our total bill, so we have 60 plus 10.8, which gives us a total value of 70.8. And that is dollars. And our value, our answer would be B, 70.8. Moving on to question 15. We have the cost of a refrigerator is $1,850. A buyer who is given a discount of 5% for a cash purchase will pay. So 5% multiplied by the amount for the fridge, which is 1,850. Simplifying, we can cancel out the zeros, and then we have 5 multiplied by 185, or we can divide the 5 by 10, which gives us 0.5. So we have 0.5 multiplied by 185, and that will give us 92.5. And we now need to subtract this value from the price of the refrigerator, which is 1,850. So the 92.5 is our 5% discount. So 1,850 subtract 92.5, which is our discount, and that is going to equal to $1,757.50. Which gives us our answer as C. Question 16. It says the annual interest rate on a mortgage on a house assessed at a value of $450,000 is 5 cents on every $1. What is the interest rate on a mortgage for the first year? So our key information here is 5 cents on every $1. From what we know about cents, if we divide that in decimal, that's going to be 0.05 for every $1. Yeah, so we need to now calculate the interest paid on the mortgage for the first year. And we need to multiply that 0.05 by our value of the house, which is $450,000, and multiplying that across, we'll have 22500, which is $22,500, and that gives us our answer as B, which is the interest paid on the mortgage for the first year. Question 17. The simple interest on a sum of money invested at 5% per annum for 3 years was $9. The sum of money invested was, we should all know the formula for simple interest, which is equal to PRT, which is the principal rate, time divided by 100. We're trying to find the sum of money invested, which is the P, which is the principal. So to find the principal, we need to make P the subject of the formula. So we're going to have P is equal to SI. We're going to move the 100, so that's going to be SI multiplied by 100. That's since the 100 is dividing, the PRT is dividing the 100. Therefore, we'll need to multiply it on the other side of the equation, and then P, RT are all multiplied. And since we're trying to make P the subject of the formula, we're going to move RT, which is multiplying, so therefore it's going to divide. Now we need to substitute our values. So we're going to have P is equal to SI, which was $90, multiplied by 100. And then that's divided by RT, which is the rate, 5%, and then multiplied by the time in years, which is 3 years. Multiplying that out, we'll have 9,000 divided by 5 times 3, which is 15. And then simplifying this, we'll have 600, which is our answer at C. Moving on to question number 18. And it says, at the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than it was worth at the beginning of the year. If a car is worth $9,500 in December 2016, then its value in January 2016 was... So we need to find the value of this car at the start of the year, in January 2016. So since it's worth 5% less, therefore we know the value in January is going to be higher than 9,500. That's for a fact. So therefore A was already automatically eliminated from our answers. Good. We know that it's 5% less. Therefore, considering a percentage as a whole, we have 100% minus that 5%, which gives us our current value of our car as 95% of its value, original value. So to find our value, let's say that value is X. So to find X, we'll have to find 95% of X, and that is equal to our current value, which is 9,500. So if we were to write that down, we have 95% multiplied by X, and X is the value in January, is equal to its current value, which is 9,500. Now we need to find for X, yeah? So to find for X, we'll need to move the 95 over 100 and divide the 9,500 by that value. So the 95 over 100, we can simplify that as 0.95 multiplied by X is equal to 9,500. And now X is equal to 9,500 divided by, because our 0.95 is multiplying by our X, therefore we have to divide it. So 9,500 divided by 0.95, which gives us a value of 10,000, which is C. Moving on to question number 19. And it says a television set costs $350 cash. When bought on hire purchase, a deposit of $35 is required, followed by 12 monthly payments of $30 each. How much is saved by paying cash? We already know how much the TV set costs, and we know how much deposit is paid for hire purchase, and that person is going to be paying back $30 in 12 months. So let's calculate how much they're going to be paying in hire purchase. So HP, hire purchase, that person is going to put down a $35 deposit, sorry. Plus, they're going to be paying back $30 multiplied by 12, so $30 in 12 months. Calculating 30 by 12, we're going to have, excuse me, sorry. Yes, 30 multiplied by 12, we'll have 360. And then adding 35 plus 360 is going to give us a hire purchase value of $395. The television costs $350 cash, so we need to know how much the person is going to save if they pay by cash. So it's going to be $395 minus $350, and this is going to equal to $45. So if the person is to buy the television in cash, they're gonna save $45, which is D. Question 20. A man's regular pay is $3 per hour up to 40 hours. Overtime is twice the payment for regular time. If he was paid $216, how many hours of overtime did he work? First, we need to find out how much he was paid for his 40 hours regularly. So that's 3 times 40, which gives us a total of $120. We know how much he got paid regularly, and we know the total amount that he got paid. So if we're to subtract that, we'll know how much in total he got paid for overtime, which is going to be $216 minus $120, and that gives us a value of 96. Now we know how much dollars he worked in overtime, which is $96, and we also know how much he got paid for working overtime. It's stated in the question that he got paid twice the payment for regular time. So if he got paid $3 per hour, then therefore twice of that would be $6 per hour overtime. We know he got worked $96 worth of overtime. So if we were to divide 96 by $6, that would give us a total of 16 hours overtime, which is B. Moving on to question 21. It gives us 3x minus 4. X plus 6 is equal to a value. So we need to solve this. First, we need to solve the brackets. We need to expand and solve the brackets. So we have 3x minus, we're going to multiply 4 by x, and then we're going to multiply 4 by 6. So negative 4 multiplied by x would give us negative 4x, and then negative 4 multiplied by 6 would give us negative 24. Simplifying this now, we have 3x minus 4x would give us negative x minus 24. That cannot be simplified any further, so this is our answer, which is B. Question 22. If 5 bracket 2x minus 1 is equal to 35, then x is equal to, we need to solve this. So what we need to do is expand our brackets. So we need to multiply 5 by 2x and then 5 by negative 1. So we have 5 times 2x would give us 10x, and then 5 times negative 1 is going to equal to negative 5, and that is all equal to 35. Since we're finding for x, we're going to move everything away from x, starting with our negative 5. So we're going to have 10x is equal to 35 plus 5, which is equal to 40. And then we're trying to find for x once again, so we're going to move our 10. Since it's multiplying by x, it's going to be dividing the 40, and that gives us 4. So our answer is 4, which is D. Moving on to question 23. It says if x is an integer that satisfies the inequality 4 is less than 2x is less than or equal to 6, then. So we need to solve that. Looking at our inequality, we can see we have 2x. So therefore, if we to divide the entire inequality by 2, then we're going to have, so that's 4 divided by 2, 2x divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2, which would give us 2 is less than x is less than or equal to 3, which gives us a value, an answer of A. So our answer for 23 is A. Question 24. Given that 2 times 6 is equal to 12 and 2 times 5 is equal to 9, then A star B may be defined as. From looking at our question, A star B means that our A in the first equation is going to be 3 and our B is going to be 6. And in the second equation, our A is going to be 2 and our B is going to be 5. What you can do, one of the options that you can do is substitute the A and B values in the options for A, B, and C, A, B, C, and D to see which of the options satisfy both equations. Or you can look at your 2 equations and try to come up with a formula. So looking at our 2 equations, I can see that our A, if we're to multiply those 2 values, our A values by 2, and we add our B values, it will satisfy both equations. So therefore, our answer for 24 would be D. 2 times A plus B. And let's just work it out. So if we have 2 times 3 plus B, that will give us 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 6, which gives us 12. And then if we have 2 times 2 plus 5, that will give us 2 times 2 is 4 plus 5, which gives us 9, which satisfies both equations. So therefore our answer is D. Moving on to question 25. It says if P plus Q is equal to -1 and PQ is equal to -6, then PQ plus Q cubed is equal to. Let's use another page to solve this question. So we have P, oops, one second, sorry. We have P plus Q, and that is equal to -1. And then we have PQ, which is equal to -6. And then we have P cubed plus Q cubed. So that is the equation that the question gave us. And they're asking us to, so what we have to do is find the value of P and Q, and then we substitute those values in the equation PQ plus Q cubed, and we're going to have our answer. So before that, we need to find our P and Q value. First thing we're going to do is make one of our letters the subject of the formula. So I'm going to use P. So if we make P the subject of the formula in our first equation, so we have P plus Q is equal to -1. If we make P the subject of the formula, we're going to have P is equal to -1 minus Q. So that's my first equation there. Now with that, P is equal to -1 minus Q, I'm going to substitute that value in the next equation, which is P cubed is equal to -6. So since our new P value is -1, Q, and then that's multiplied by q is equal to negative 6. Simplifying that now, we're gonna have negative 1 minus negative q multiplied by q. We need to multiply everything by what's inside of the bracket, so we're gonna have minus q squared. So q times q is q squared, 1 times q is q. And then that is equal to negative 6. It's always tricky to work in negatives, so I'd multiply my equation by a negative 1 to make my equation positive. So first, let's put everything on one side of the equation, so one side of the equal sign. So we're going to have minus q squared plus 6 is equal to 0. So that's our quadratic formula. And multiplying that by negative 1, so we don't have to work in negatives, we're going to have q squared plus q minus 6. So since that is our quadratic formula, we can find our two q values now. And I hope everyone knows how to simplify or solve a quadratic formula. So I'm not going to go into details on that. If you need some lessons or you need to watch some videos on that, I have some videos on my channel, so you can check those out. Our two q values, however, is going to be q plus 3. And then we're going to have q minus 2. Which gives us a q value of negative 3, and q is equal to positive 2. Now if we're to substitute these values, so substitute our q when q is negative 3. If we're to substitute that into our first equation, which is p plus q is equal to negative 1, then p, our q value is negative 3, so that's p minus 3 is equal to negative 1. And then we have p is equal to negative 1 plus 3, which gives us a p value of 2. And then if we are to do the same for the q is equal to 2, then we're going to have a p value of negative 3. So you can work that out on your own, but we're going to have a p of negative 3 and a p of 2. Both of these values, if substituted back into our first equation 1 and equation 2, which is p plus q, and p plus q is equal to negative 1 and pq is equal to negative 6, then both of our values solve the equation. So using one of these two combinations, we can solve for our p cubed plus q cubed. So I'm going to use our first answer, which was q is equal to negative 3 and p was equal to 2. So using that, I'm going to solve for p cubed. So p cubed plus q cubed. P cubed, that's 2 cubed plus negative 3 cubed. Solving that, we're gonna have 2 cubed is equal to 8. So that's 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 cubed, which is negative 3 times negative 3 gives us a positive 9, and then 9 times negative 3 would give us negative 27. So negative 27 plus 8 would give us an answer of negative 19 as our answer. And going back to our question now, that means A is going to be our answer. Question 26. The distance L that an elastic string is stretched by hanging an object of mass m varies directly as the mass of that object. If a 5 kg object stretches the string 31 centimeters, how far will a 29 kg object stretch the string? From our question, we know that a 5 kg object stretches the string 31 centimeters. So if a heavier object stretches the string, it has to stretch a bit longer. When we speak of varying directly, the equation y is equal to kx should immediately come to mind. And k is our constant. And we need to find the value of k in order to find the distance that our string stretches. So let us rewrite our equation in terms of L and M. So we have L, which is the distance, is equal to k, which is our constant, and multiply by x, and our x is going to be our mass. We were given the first distance or length that the string stretches, which was 31 centimeters, and that was equal to k, and our mass that stretched that string was 5 kilometers. So to find the k, we can move the 5 over the equal sign and we can make k the subject of the formula. So we'll have k is equal to 31 divided by 5, which is equal to 6.2. Since we know the value of k, we can now find the value of the new distance that a string will stretch. Rewriting our equation now, L is equal to k times m. We need to find L, so L is equal to, the k is 6.2, multiplied by our mass, which is 29. Multiplying 6.2 times 29 would give us 179.8 centimeters, which gives us our answer as D. Moving on to question 27, it says, given A is equal to that matrix, then 3A is equal to, all we need to do here is multiply 3 by our matrix. So 3 times 1, 3, 3, 0, negative 3, 5. So solving this, we multiply 3 by everything inside of our matrix or our brackets. So we're going to have 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3, 9s. 3 times 3 again is 9. 3 times 0, 0. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And 3 times 5 gives us 15. And that gives us an answer of A. Our answer is going to be A. 3990, negative 9, 15. Yes, our answer is going to be A for number 27. Moving on to 28. Item 28 refers to the following matrix, P. P is equal to 8, 6, 7, 5. And question 28 is asking us to find the determinant of P is, and we need to find that number for the determinant P. Looking at this now, you should know the equation to find the determinant. of P, and that is, let's go from the start. So if you have A, B, C, D, that is our original matrix structure. And to find the determinant of this matrix, then it's going to be A multiplied by D. So the product of AD, of one of our diagonals, so AD, subtracting the product of our second diagonal, which is BC. Solving this now is going to be 8 times 5, subtracting 6 times 7. 8 times 5 is going to give us 40, minus 6 times 7, which would give us 42. Simplifying that, we'll have a determinant of -2, which is our determinant P. So our answer is going to be B, -2. Item 29 refers to the following vectors, P and Q. The vector P minus Q is represented by, this is very straightforward. So vector P, we have 3, 7, take away vector Q, which is -2, 5. Solving that, we'll have 3 minus -2, and then we have 7 minus 5. Simplifying that, we'll have 3 from -2. We know a negative and a negative makes a positive, so we're going to have 3 plus 2, which makes it 5, and then 7 from 5. 7 take away 5 gives us 2. So we're going to have 5 and 2, which is C. Question 30. We have item 30 refers to the following diagram of triangle PQR in which L is the midpoint of PR and PQ is equal to A. PR and QP, is equal to A, and QR is equal to B. Question 30. PL expressed in terms of A and B is, so we're trying to find for PL, which is this distance. To find for that distance, we need to find first the distance from P to R. And to find the distance from P to R, we can use A and B. So from P to R, we can go along the route of P to Q and then Q to R. So that's going to be minus A plus B. So from P to R is going to be minus A plus B. And that's PR. Since L, the question states that L is the midpoint of PR, then half of PR is going to be L. So therefore, if we divide PR by half, then that's our value for PL. And that's going to give us an answer of minus A plus B, which is the same as B. B minus A divided by 2, same as B. So our answer is B. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so before, please subscribe to this YouTube channel below, and don't forget to hit the like button and share with a friend. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.